Hey Siri, call Jenna.
Hey friends, ambitious souls, welcome to Sorta Ambitious, the podcast where two moms navigate the chaotic yet beautiful journey of motherhood and entrepreneurship.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Jenna.
And together we're your dynamic duo diving into the real, unfiltered tales of balancing diapers and deadlines.
Whether you're juggling nap time, creating content, swapping parenting hacks, business tips, Sorta Ambitious is your go-to space for all things mom life and entrepreneurship.
We're not claiming to have it all figured out, but we're here to share our stories, passions, and the occasional chaos that comes with running a business and a household.
Expect candid conversations about the struggles, triumphs, and the messy middle ground where ambition meets mom life.
And hey, if you're a mompreneur or someone trying to navigate this crazy world, you're in good company with us. We've got your back.
So buckle up, grab your coffee or wine, no judgment here, and join us every week as we embark on this sorta ambitious journey together. Because let's face it, life gets a bit messy, it's a lot ambitious, and completely worth it.
Hello everyone.
Friends, we're back with another episode of Sorta Ambitious. Today we kind of have some fun stuff to go over, some entrepreneurial things that we are learning on this journey. And we're just gonna start out with our mom high and our business high, because that's what we do here.
If you're new, that's what we do here.
If you're new, that's what we do. We talk about our mom high and our business high. You want to go first, Shannon?
Yeah, I'll start with my mom high. I wrote down friend get-togethers. I feel like I have been really stepping out and making sure that I am texting a variety of different people, asking them to do stuff. And it's funny because last episode you talked about how you're like, I want friends that are just spontaneous. We don't have to plan anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that, but at the same time, I think I lean more heavily towards the planning. Like,
That's because, Shannon, I am Kendrick and you are Kyle.
that's so fair. But it's so funny. We know what we need to do is we need to do a bigger deep dive on Virgos, because we're both Virgos, and you're a September Virgo and I'm an August Virgo. And I wonder, like, where truly those differences are. That's a different thing.
That
but anyways,
would be so fun in another podcast. And now I have 14 other ideas, so I'm just going to drop that down. Someone's going to come read our cards, tell us the difference between our Virgos, because I have friends who know that stuff. I don't.
Okay.
I just
fun.
listen. Okay, cool.
Okay. We'll message them.
Yes.
All that to say, I like being on a whim for sure. There's days like that. I also like planning because I feel like, I don't know if other moms feel this, but my morning can go so fast, and then evenings. Oh, are you gone?
No, I can hear you. I'm still here. You're gone.
Okay.
Okay. I'm like, I'm still here. My face is still in there. Is my face gone on yours? Because your face is gone on mine. Is your face on yours?
Yeah, my thing still says recording too.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right, we'll roll with it. I don't know if other moms feel this, but like my mornings go by really, really, really fast, and then it feels like afternoons kind of like crawl and are super slow. And so sometimes I feel like the planning is beneficial for me, because then I can know, like, I need to be out of the door by, 9 a.m. to be doing XYZ with the people I planned it with, versus like the spontaneity. If someone texts me like, hey, I'm going to the park in 2 minutes, like I haven't even dressed myself over my kid yet, and then I'm like, trying to rush to get there, and then also time is cut short, and then I'm rushing to get home.
I do feel like as spontaneous as we are, it does sort of still feel like a plan. Like, hey, are you good this afternoon to go? Or like, hey, I'm going to go around this time this morning. So it's like kind of planned, kind of not.
Kind of not. And you kind of have to plan, because like, depending on the age of someone's kids, like, and nap times and all that stuff. I mean, I know all moms get that. The other thing is I work in the afternoon. So I typically work like 4 hours in the afternoon. So that kind of always like cuts into my day, as far as like, I can't really be an afternoon hanger-outer. And so I have to try to get someone to hang out with me in the morning. And I feel like I have to give them a heads up, more than just like 8 a.m. I have to like kind of see if they're free. Anyways, all that to say, my mom high is I've been a lot better about planning those kind of things and reaching out and texting people. And for the most part, it's been super easy and super awesome. But it's definitely out of my comfort zone, because I I think we mentioned this last episode too. Like if I just don't feel like it's an easy person to hang out with, it's really easy for me to just, I don't know how to say it, but just like they kind of just don't come to my mind very often.
Yeah.
So I don't think to text them or call them as often. But I'm
Mhm.
trying to just hang out with people just to hang out with people, not because we have a ton of things to talk about, if that makes sense.
I love that.
That's
I
my
love
mom.
that for you. I feel like that was my life, my whole life.
Yeah.
Like making an effort constantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That is
then
your life.
just kind of feeling like, oh, okay, no, cool, awesome. I'll be there. So
Let me know when you're free.
let me know if y'all ever want to be around. But I can relate that I do feel like I have a couple mom friends now. I don't know if it was like the burn gods that just like threw them into my life, but I can feel like that comfortability where it feels like it is sort of effortless, and like that they also want me around. Like it's not just me being like, hey, this is what we're doing, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
And I love that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's kind of been my week. I'll do my mom high. I sort of got like a compliment about how like communicative, is that the right word? Communicative. Cohen can communicate pretty well. And
okay, yes.
I can't, apparently. But
I don't know who's teaching him, but he can speak well.
Who's teaching him, but he can speak. So we were at just a mom like play date yesterday too. It was kind of complimented a few times, like, Jenna, he can just like really talk so well, or like, wow, he really is like super polite. And I'm like, wow, thank you so much. Like, just felt good. I don't know. Like, I don't really feel like I'm doing anything like extra special. I just am like trying my best to talk to him and let him talk to me when he wants to, you know? So yeah, that's my mom high. It's just that like it felt good to be out with kind of like a newer friend and like her family and their kids, and like to have that. I also loved it. They have twins and a 3-year-old, the same age as, so 3-year-old, and then the twins are younger. And like the twins just wanted me to hold them. I loved it. It was so fun to like get to cuddle and just like share snacks and like hang out and let the kids get so dirty, and like I just loved it. Like I love those kind of play dates where we're just kind of all in it together. There's 3 parents and 4 kids. Like we were outnumbered. Like that's just what happens. And, yeah. So I'm happy that you have mom friends, and I'm happy that I have mom friends, and
1,000%.
We're doing okay, you guys, even though we're far away from each other.
Even though we still call each other every day.
Like,
but
I know. And like, I'm like, don't talk about anything important because we got to talk on podcast. Don't tell me about your honeymoon for 3 weeks. Okay, what's your business high?
My business high is, I would briefly mention this to Jenna when we were starting the podcast, but I am within my 75 hard challenge on my second book, and it is Kendrick's book that he read for his first one. And it's about rental properties, so it's kind of a struggle for me to read. But we own a rental property. Our goal is to own more rental properties. So my business high is that I'm proud of myself for educating myself in even topics that are not interesting to me. And like, I guess I should say I'm proud of myself for actually reading the book, like the words, and digesting them, and not just like skimming past them while my brain like thinks about other things. I don't know if anyone else reads like that, but there's definitely times where I can read 10 whole pages and be like, I don't know what that said at all. Like my eyes went and my brain did not. But I'm actually taking the time to like digest the words and understand it, because me and my husband are business partners in this aspect. And so like, he can't just carry all the weight. That's not fair. But like math, money, all that stuff is really not my strong suit. And so it's very uncomfortable for me. And honestly, just sometimes really boring for me to like learn about this kind of stuff. Whereas he loves it. So that's my business high. I'm pushing myself to, I guess, be a fair partner, be an equal partner in our business. So
good. Yeah. That's exciting. I I don't know anything about rental properties or owning them or anything, which seems crazy because my dad owns several rental properties.
Yes.
I feel like this is something I would have like learned or wanted to learn maybe when I was younger, but I know nothing. So that's cool that you are educating yourself because
Thank you. It's a struggle, but
I guess that
doing
is
it.
a way to learn something. To educate
Yeah, you kind
yourself.
of, I mean, that's the best way to learn, right? Throw yourself in and like learn how to swim while you're drowning kind of thing.
Gosh. Well, okay,
What's
more
your
on
business
that.
side?
I was gonna say more on that once we actually get into our podcast, because that is a little glimpse of kind of what we're gonna talk about.
Yes.
But my business high is that our TikTok especially has grown so much. And
Mhm.
like it's continuously growing and views are like continuously becoming higher. And if you listen, I sort of said on my honeymoon podcast that I was gonna try to do a little better at them, and like I can't say I've been consistently great because I have struggled just like trying to remember to do all the things that I'm doing because I got an actual job, you guys, and so I'm trying to I'm trying to do the jobs that aren't paying me and do the job that is.
Yes.
And so, anyways, our last couple or TikTok reels or whatever videos have had like over 600 views, which is a lot
Yes.
compared to like what we were saying. And so
Yes.
I don't really think anything has changed much other than the fact that like I have tried to, of course, use like the trending whatever like sounds that I see, or like trying to take those ones that they're making like little clips of movies or shows or whatever, and like somehow relating that back to our podcast and our humor and our like banter, like I think that's realistically all that I've changed. But I also think that's me listening to the fact like you have to hone in on your niche and like just try to make it yours, and so yeah, I feel like I'm really proud of that. Instagram, on the other hand, we're slowly creeping. It's a struggle on Instagram, and I don't know why, guys. I really need to like get through the course that I purchased because for some reason I feel like I understand TikTok and I just am not getting it on Instagram. Like it's just not, I'm not getting the same result. Like we're just a little over like 200 views on that kind of stuff, and they're like basically the same videos, which is crazy. And then we'll have like a video that gets 21 or 25 views, and you're just like, what? Like, no, this was funny. More people were supposed to see this. Like, and so business highs that I'm learning still. And
I think you're doing a fantastic job, and I think the biggest frustration of social media is I feel like you don't know what you don't know until that trend or that like habit or that whatever has already like passed.
I know.
Like a lot of what you hear and a lot of the suggestions that come from like people that work with social media, they basically are able to tell you what's working once that phase is already over.
Yeah, it's already worked.
It's just like how fast that world is, and that's fine. That's just like the name of the game. But at the same time, it's really hard for someone or us, that like it's not our job. We're doing it out of just like the passion and fun of our own heart. And we are wanting to make something of it, but we're not sitting here like we're not sitting there in an office or like with all the time in the world to be able to come up with like innovative ideas. We're just trying to make sure that we're keeping up with everything. So to like constantly feel like you're kind of behind the trend or constantly feel like you're kind of, I don't know, figuring it out is like, I understand why people are like, find it a struggle if they want to become an influencer to like actually become it. Because that's hard. That's so hard.
I've said whatever so many times this week, like since our last debacle with everything on our podcast, you guys, and how our technical difficulties and stuff. Like I swear, like since I heard you say whatever, every time I say it, I think I like can hear you in my head, and I just like half laugh like about it because I'm like that is so true. We both are just here like trying our best, and then at the end of the day, we're both just like, you know what, whatever. We did it. We did what we could.
Honestly, I feel like that
it.
jumps into our topic of today, though, because I'm feeling so whatever about everything. And I know, one, that's my own problem and I have to get myself out of that. But two, I do feel like it's kind of a natural cycle of like the entrepreneurship cycle is to like go through, you have to go through the valleys and you have the hills that come after those. And it's just like the way that's how life is, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in that like deep whatever phase. Like I don't even care anymore. I'm not feeling like the passion. And then when like my own personal life, there's definitely things that are coming up that I'm like, ugh, of course this is happening when I'm trying to refocus. Or of course this is happening when and that's kind of a for me, like, I don't know, pick me vibe. But it is. That's how I feel. And it's hard to pull yourself out of that phase.
No, yeah, definitely. Yes, I agree. I agree. But
honestly, kind of mentioning me remembering like your mentor that you have, like makes so much sense why people have mentors, because those are kind of people that can like pull you out of it or guide you in a different direction or like teach you a new way to, I don't know, kick yourself into gear sometimes when you're feeling like this business that I'm trying to build is not going anywhere, or I'm feeling stuck, or my ideas are flopping, or our social media is, getting no views or whatever.
No, I was going to say, like, I think it's good that you said that. It's good that you, because I think that is the most relatable thing, Like, yes, we're over here really trying to learn new skills, to implement those skills, but at the end of the day, like, it is not easy, and the whatever attitude comes often, and it's okay to feel like that. It just is a matter of like what we do with it, So like we can be in a whatever state for a while, but we're gonna have to pull ourselves out somehow.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And like I said, I think that's fine. Like in your own timing, things will happen, Speaking of, will you tell us a little bit about your book, Shannon?
Yeah, so what I thought was really interesting when I was reading this book, again, it's about real estate. So my brain was in a little bit different of a phase, but I was reading about this one section. Basically, it was talking about how easy it is to get overwhelmed when you're trying to take the plunge into something new, or you're trying to take the plunge into a business or entrepreneurship. And it says, you've no doubt probably heard of the term analysis paralysis, which I've never heard of this term, but analysis paralysis refers to when people spend so much time learning and analyzing that they never get around to actually doing. And when I read that sentence, I instantly was not thinking about real estate anymore. I was definitely thinking about my own personal business that I'm trying to create. And I'm not so much stuck in the learning phase, because I feel like my knowledge all comes back to, or what I'm trying to create, my knowledge is definitely coming from not only my college schooling, but like my own personal athletic background, and then like my own personal business background of working in health and fitness. So I don't feel like I'm in the learning phase for like my content as much as I feel like I'm in my analyzing phase for trying to turn that knowledge into something that I'm proud of and that I want to put out. And I'm definitely in a cycle of analysis paralysis, because I'm just constantly like looking back at things or trying to tweak things or trying to change things. And I'm never actually really probably changing anything or doing anything very different. And it's also causing me to not actually put anything out there. And I thought it was just an interesting thing. This book does say the secret to overcoming analysis paralysis is focus, which makes so much sense, because I think we talked about that last episode too. Like sometimes I feel like I just need 5 straight hours of sitting down and like hashing it out to where I feel like I can move on to the next step.
Yeah.
Because right now I have an hour and I kind of start the process, do a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, now I have to start like shutting things down.
Yeah, exactly. That's just mom life, Like everything that we're doing comes second to
Yeah.
to our kid, you know, which
Yeah.
again, totally fine. But that is the like reality of trying to build a business. Like we're not getting all the time in the world to actually focus. And I think that kind of goes into like my side of the challenge that I did. And if you have listened to our couple episodes before, we are just kind of breaking that down for you and giving you like as much information as we can, because again, the reality of this is that you do have to do your own education to learn how to do this. It's not a simple like, here's 10 steps, this is how you do it. As much as social media makes it look and feel that way, like there is so much more to it, and there are only a few people that will actually sit down and do it. So there were 2 days of my challenge that were broken down. I can't really remember where we left off because we have had so many technical difficulties, you guys, with this that I'm not positive. But when Shannon shared about her book with me, this kind of brought up what I learned in one of the days of my challenge. So, and the day is literally titled like, don't waste your time learning useless skills, which I feel like is just like a scroll syndrome that we get when we start to see those type of videos that we are attracted to and that do make us feel like we can do this, but then you're not getting all you're thinking that they're keeping something from you, or like they're not telling you something, when the reality is like, no, they're telling you as much as they possibly can, but you have to dive a little bit deeper. And you either have to, if you believe in what they're showing you, then you need to like take that information and buy the course and go through it yourself and learn those things. So yeah, this like don't waste time learning useless skills, I think was such a like mind opener for me, because one of the steps is taking action, and 80% should be you implementing the skills and only 20% should be you learning the skills, which goes along with like, we don't have all the time in the day.
Yeah, I just got that warning too. Consider joining the studio from a better computer. Or mobile app. Like, it's just straight up being rude. That's crazy. I know, that's wild that it said that. Hey, Riverside, you just want to send me a better computer since apparently mine is not up to your standards. It's mine's, so at the top it says, make sure or first close all running apps and tabs and rejoin the studio. So I don't know if just leaving and coming back in would try is the first step. Oh no, of course. What's wild to me is it doesn't cut us out for the whole like mom high business high section, but then it's like maybe we just need to be like faster winded on that, because it's faster winded. Is that the way to say it? Maybe we just need to be quicker with that, or just maybe we need to drop that altogether and get to our content so that we're not being cut out of the actual like stuff. See your record button on.
See your face.
I see your thing moving. Okay. I just don't see your face, but I see everything else working. Perfect.
Okay. Cool. So anyways, basically just giving you the I don't even want to know. It's like it's telling you that being a learner always without implementing anything is a low income skill. And that is where